Hello and welcome back to Age of Engineering, and my name's CJ. Now, I know it's been a few days since I've put out an episode. I've been a little too busy to even manage to get anything put together, but we are back. We haven't gone any further than where we last left off. We were making that dimensional transceiver. Now, before we do continue on with that, one thing I definitely want to get sorted straight away, because I've been having a look through the guide. I want to get this nuclear power generation underway. So we can potentially look at getting a mass fabricator up and running and generating some UU matter. So what I've already gone ahead and done, I've already gathered some pieces together so we can get started straight away today. I've dug out a little area. This is going to be the nuclear room. We're going to have two nuclear reactors, but I'll do one in between episodes. I'm going to get one done today and just show you the process of what we're going to go through to get the nuclear generation. Right, so I've got some parts together, not that one, this is the one that we mainly want. I've even got some stuff together to make a recycler, because we're going to want to be making scrap as soon as we possibly can. Now, first things first then, what we're going to need to craft then, we're going to need to craft the nuclear reactor itself, which takes some dense lead plates, an advanced circuit, and some reactor chambers with a generator. And the reactor chambers themselves are just basic machine casings surrounded by a lead plate. Now, we are going to want 9 of these. I know it shows only 3 for the nuclear reactor, but I'll show you why we need the other 6 as well. So I'm going to need that dense plate. I'm also going to need this lead plate and these basic machines. I have got a crafting table in here as well, so we're all set up and ready. So the first thing that we want craft then, we want craft up the reactor chambers. I'm just going to shift click that in, make it a lot quicker for us today. The next thing that we need then, so we're going to want this generator. We're also going to want that advanced circuit, and I've already got those dense plates, so I'll just grab that. Let's click here, and there we go. We've got his nuclear reactor, we've got 6 reactor chambers. Next things that we're going to want to craft, let me just put some of this stuff that I don't need out in my inventory. I believe I've actually chucked some of them up here, yeah. Now, we are also going to need for the nuclear reactor, we are going to need some fuel, which means we're going to need to make these fuel rods. I am going to make the quad ones though. I'm going to be making 7 of those, and what they take is 4 fuel rods, the standard size ones with iron plates and copper plates. So we're going to need 28 of these to suffice. Now, right, so I'm just going to get those under process, and the way we go about making those rods, if I quickly show you here, we have to make these fuel rods, these empty ones, which is just iron plates extruded in a metal former, and that gives you the empty fuel rods, and then I'll show you how we're going to fill them up. It does mean we're going to have to be using our radiation suit as well today, so let me just quickly take all that off, and let's get the radiation suit on, and pop those. Give me the shoes, thank you. There we go. So we've got his radiation suit on, and we're going to need a lot of this. Now, we're not going to need all of it. I'm just going to take a few stacks. So I've taken 6 stacks of the uranium-238, and I've taken 3 stacks of the tiny pile of uranium-235, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, just coming across here, because there was another item that I did want to create. So if you take these lead item casings, you make them by just putting lead plates in a metal former, and also a chest. We also need to process these metal plates that I've got into the fuel rods, the empty fuel rods. So we've got this metal former here, oh, wrong one, this one here, set it to extrude, and then if we chuck in those iron plates, that's going to then generate the empty fuel rods, which I'll come and collect in just a second. Right, so what else I wanted to show you then, I'm going to take the item casings then, the lead item casings, going to surround a chest for those and make our containment box, and we're going to need that to safely store all this uranium. Right, so if we take the uranium and place it like so, and in a crafting grid you get this enriched uranium nuclear fuel, and that's exactly what it is that we're looking for. Right, now the next thing that we need to do, if you right click with this containment box as well, you can pop that in there. So now while it's in there, we could take the suit off, I'm not going to just yet though, because we're just going to wait and get these fuel rods processed. So we've got those 28. So what we need then, we need 28 of these. Give me those please, and those. And then we come over to the canning machine, which I've now moved over to here. Now if we place those in, which way is it we do this? Canning, yeah, and place those in. If you set it to canning at the bottom, you can place that in there and this in here, and that'll then start making our fuel rods of uranium. So I'm just going to leave that to process while we go grab a few other things that we require. We'll also start placing down the pieces of the first reactor that we're going to put in. So let me just quickly grab a building block, just so we can place it one off the ground. And it's going to be here, slap bang in the centre. So we'll take the nuclear reactor, place that there. Then we can take this out. We don't need that there now. Give me that block back please, thank you. Then we take these reactor blocks and we place them on each individual side. I need to get up there. There we go. And if you click on here, you can now get in. Without these on, it does just show you 3 rows here. So that's all you get. The more that you add, each one that you add gives you a row. So you add 3, you get another row, you add another 3, you get another row. That's why I put 6 all the way around. Now this is switched on using a switch, but we'll place that on in just a second. We don't need to place the switch, it'll stay in the off position, plus we need to make some things that are going to go inside. So let's go see if our uranium rods are done. And yep, we've got all those uranium rods. So the next thing that we want to go and grab is our copper and iron plates. So let me just grab those and those. Click on here. So we want to craft those into the quad cores. So there we go, we've got 7 quad cores, and that's how many we're going to be using. And for now, let me just put them in there in case we need to go anywhere and I need to put the jetpack on or want to increase speed. But for now, we're placed in there. So the next thing that we're going to want to craft up then, we're going to be needing to craft some items for inside the nuclear reactor. Now what we're going to need then, we're going to need some heat exchangers. For this I'm going to be crafting 13. The reason I'm going to craft 13 is because we need to turn one into one of these component heat exchangers, and you'll only need one of these. And this should be self-sufficient. They can overheat and blow up, which is why I've been doing some research, because I don't really fancy losing half a base. I don't know how big the blast is, I just know it's nuclear, so I don't really take the risk. Now, so what we're going to craft then, we just need one of these, and we need 12 of these, but we need one of these to create this, so I'm just going to craft up 13 of these. Now what that's going to take then, to craft all of these items then, you will need around 112 iron bars, 112 iron plates, and 28 electric motors, because you need to craft up, I believe that's for these ones actually. So yeah, so we need to craft up these. I do apologise, I was rushing ahead of myself there. We need 28 of these as well. These are crafted with the electric motors, iron plates and iron bars, and as I just said, you need 112 iron bars, 112 iron plates and 28 electric motors. For the heat vents, for the heat exchangers, sorry, what you'd require is 13 circuits, 65 copper plates and 39 tin plates. So as you can see there, it takes 3 tin plates, 5 copper plates and 1 electronic circuit. Right, so let me just grab all the items then that we're going to be using. So I've got those, let's grab all of these and those. Oh, we don't need that, just, oh yeah, we will need those as well, because that's what it takes to turn the heat exchanger into a component heat exchanger, just gold plate. Right, so the first thing we're going to craft then, let's craft up these. So there we go, we've got all 28 of them, and they do stack while they're full. Once they are under use, they didn't used to stack before. I believe I've tried to use these before in a previous mod pack before I started YouTube, and they didn't used to stack, they used to fill your inventory, so I'm quite happy that they stack now. We can craft those as well, so we've got us 13, and then we're going to craft one of those So in total now we've got 28 heat vents, 1 component heat exchanger, and 12 heat exchangers. Do apologise about that noise there in the background. That was just my dog having a little whine. It's something she'd heard outside. Right, the next thing that we're going to want then, because there is some spaces, you can leave these spaces open, but I like to fill them up with reactor platings. It just helps prevent the reactor from overheating, and what that takes is advanced alloy and lead plates, and you simply just take the advanced alloy and take the lead plates, and you get your reactor plating, and they're just going to be, as I said, just for filling the gaps. Right, so we've got everything that we need, but what I do want to do then, we want to increase these all the way up to the overclocked heat vents, and to do that you have to turn them into reactor heat vents, and to do that we need to turn them into well, we need to take our normal heat vents and surround them with copper plates. Now I do believe I do have enough items here to do that, so let me just quickly grab all the items I've got in here. So first of all then, we're going to be taking the heat vents, turning them into the reactor heat vents. 14. Well, I am short on copper plate. I was pretty sure I grabbed all of it, but it looks like I have just missed out on a few items there. I think what I'm going to do then, I'm just going to quickly grab those items together. I'll just quickly show you now how it is that you go for craft the overclocked heat vents. So it's simply the reactor heat vents surrounded by 4 gold plates, and you get your overclocked heat vents. So what I'm going to do then, I'm just going to quickly craft up the rest of the items that we need, so I can bring you back in and we can start getting everything together inside the nuclear reactor. So I'll be back with you very shortly. Right, so we've got all the items that we need then. I've got the 28 overclocked heat vents, I've got the component heat exchanger, I've got the 12 heat exchangers, and I've got my 7 reactor platings, and then obviously in my containment I've got those 7 quad cores. Right, so what we're going to be doing now then, we're going to be taking those items and we're going to be placing them into our nuclear reactor. Now there isn't so much a pattern, it is a bit of a strange layout to make sure you get the best efficiency, so you don't have to keep monitoring it and so that it does stay cool. So I'm just going to get that up. I have got it to one side here just so I know myself as well, because I find it very difficult to follow the same kind of pattern. Right, so we're going to need our items out of the containment, so we want those quad fuels. Right, so I'm going to click on here, we're going to take the quad fuels, we're going to place 1 in this corner here, then we're going to come 2 down and place 1 there. We're going to be 1 away from the bottom in the corner around here, and then 2 away from that we're going to place another, and 2 away from that we're going to place another, and then we can place 1 2 away from here, and then 1 just randomly in here. Now this component heat exchanger, we take this 1 item here and place it 2 across, pop it there, and then the overclocked heat vents, we take them and we go from here and we do a step down until you get to here. You then surround this one and you go round that one there, so basically surrounding that one and surrounding this one. You surround this one all the way as well, then you surround this one and make sure you surround this one here. Then you take an extra one up here and next to here, and you come down here and you place 1 there and final 1 there. You then take these heat exchangers and place 1 there, 2 there. You then place 2 here, leaving a gap here and here. As I said, you don't need to fill in these gaps, but I do use this casing here. You place 1 in the middle here, and you place 1 here, 1 there, 1 up here and 1 here. You place 1 there, and then the final one, it goes right down in this corner. And then these gaps here, I just fill them in with this. It does help it to keep cool and stop it from going full meltdown. You actually only need 6, I thought you needed 7, but that's not a problem, I just counted that wrong. Now, if we flick this on now, it is now pointing out 420 EU per tick. The core temperature is going up slightly, but as you can see, a lot of those a lot of those margins are also cooling down very quickly. They aren't continually burning down, they are generally cooling down before they start to melt down. Although I don't like the look of that. Let me just turn this off quickly, just let that cool back down. Not too sure why that was heating up so much. This system should work, it should be self-maintained, meaning I don't have to come back and keep monitoring it. Let me see if taking these out makes any change. You never know with this pack, it could be that they've changed the pack, so it doesn't work anymore. So you've still got to keep monitoring it, but I do not like the look of that. That is going down rather rapidly. I mean, the only other thing I could do is potentially have a look at turning these into advanced heat exchangers, seeing if that gives us a better cooldown rate. Well, that is not working out for us, and they are cooling down relatively slowly as well. How can we cool that down? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do then, let me just cut away, go grab some parts. I'm probably going to make some more of these, see if I can get them up to the advanced ones. So the advanced heat exchangers, which are going to take lapis lazuli plates, some copper plate and some more basic circuits. That lapis plate simply just lapis blocks or pieces of lapis in the compressor, and that'll give you your lapis plates. So I'll be right back. Right, so another, let me just give you the figures, another 158 copper plates, 112 lapis plates, 82 circuits and 78 tin plates later, and I've got myself 28 advanced heat exchangers. I'll just go over the figures as well for these overclock ones. To make all these overclock ones requires 224 copper plates, 112 gold plates, 112 iron bars, 112 iron plates, 84 iron ingots, 448 copper cables, and 56 tin item cases. And that all those parts also include the parts that are required for the motors to build them too. Right, so what I'm going to do then, I'm going to just swap all of these out for these better heat exchangers, and fingers crossed this works. Now, while I was waiting for these items, I did also read a couple of things on the interweb, and I didn't even need make 28. Why did I even make 28? I've wasted a million resources making that many. Right, so let's just see if it works. Flick it on. I do need some anyway if they do work, because I'll need them for the other one that I'm looking to make. And by the look of it, we might be in luck. I just need to see them cool down. All I can actually see is them decreasing. I can't actually see them going up. I mean, does this guy really have to make everything so difficult? I mean, I've read a few things that say that just updating Industrial Craft, unlocking the Age of Engineering, updating Industrial Craft should help fix the problem. That's something I might look into. We'll find out by next episode if I have or not. Right, the next thing anyway that we want to craft, I'll come back to that at a later point and see what is going on with it. Some of those hadn't cooled back down to full durability. Let me turn this off. And we just wait for a couple of those. If you ever need them, like if they won't stack like this because they've lost some durability, just simply pop them in here just until they get that durability back. You'll see the durability should build back up on them. I haven't got to turn this off, have I? All the others are building up, so I'm not too sure why that isn't building up. They should be building back up. I aren't really too fussed anyway. I'm going to chuck all this in here. I don't even want to look at it now for the rest of the day. It's just cost me 1,000,001 resources. Right, so the next thing that I want to craft then, as you can see, I've got a compressor here. I want to craft something that's going to start using all this power, and that does remind me there is something else I'm going to require. I think they're downstairs. I'm sure I have 3 remaining. Yeah, I do, because what we're going to... Oh, I even have some speed upgrades. Right, so what we're going to be crafting then, I'm probably going to have trouble off this guy in a minute if he gets anywhere close to me. Yep, he's here. Dudes, man, go away. Stressing me out. Hey, bugger off. Right, so let me just come over here. And what we're going to craft then is a recycler, which takes a compressor, glowstone, dirt, and iron ingots. As you can see, it's a power tier 1, which is why I required those upgrades, so we can change the power output. Now, let me just check. Electric motor, connected generators, power tier 3, that's good, because all the power is going to be coming in from there as well. Now, where I'm going to want to put this is going to be in here, but I am going to want to bring the power. Right, let's place the power down, coming around the back of here, because it's going to connect up to our other nuclear reactor I'm going to place in, and then let's bring it across here. And we're probably going to have a lot of things on this wall here. So this item then, we've got the recycler. I'm going to place that here. Let's get those upgrades in first of all, and then take the power. Actually, do I want that in the wall behind them? I think I actually do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that out and that out. I could do getting in there and getting that, so that's just going to stress me. Right, so let's place you down there, and I can place you back in there. I can see down there, which I don't like. I know I have got items up here to fill those gaps, so let me take those and those. We're going to take that out and that out. I'm going to place one there and one down at the bottom. Then we're going to place our cable in and around here. I'm going to change out that back as well, because I don't want to be able to see that. So place those down there. And then finally a cable in there. And also that wall there. There we go. Right, so that should now be powering this recycler. What we chuck in the recycler, we chuck cobblestone and other things in the recycler, and what it'll give out is scraps, and that's something that we'll use in the mass fabricator. It helps to speed up and, I believe, use less power. That allows the mass fabricator to use less power, as well as speeding up its process. So we're going to chuck some cobblestone and get that turned into scraps. I have started saving a load of the rubbish that I don't tend to use, like the granite and the andesite. I'm not too sure if I can put that in there, but I will be checking to see if we can chuck that in the recycler as well, because I've started collecting a load of that up. But yeah, if we chuck this in here, that's your pro starting. It doesn't always give you... Whoa. I will have to keep my eye on this. I'm not liking that this isn't working. I will find out if it is a case that I've got to update at Industrial Craft 2 in between episodes, so that it doesn't eat away at it, because as you can see it's just eating at it there, which means I'd have to keep coming up, switching it on and off, and I wanted this ready so I didn't really have to come either with it. But it looks like the creator of it, Age of Engineering, may have either stuffed us over, or it may just be their need to update Industrial Craft. And there we go, that's processing, and we've got 10 scraps. So in the next episode, what we're going to be crafting then, we're going to craft the mass fabricator. Now that mass fabricator, I'll just quickly show you what is what we're going to have to look at processing to get that working. Where the hell are you? Let me just search for it because this is wasting time. So yeah, bring up mass fabricator, there we go. And we're going to need some advanced circuits, we're going to need some glowstone, some advanced machine cases, and a lapotron crystal, which as we know is some more advanced control circuits, some lapis lazuli dust, and an energy crystal, and the energy crystal is the energy dust, which is crushed diamonds, redstone, as we all know. I'll probably get a few of those items together, especially the ones that you've seen me processing before, so we haven't got to go through all the rigmarole and we're getting items you've already seen me work with in the past. But for now, that is going to do it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos from myself, then please feel free to subscribe for daily updates on when I upload more videos. Thank you.